Information about and access to PubMed Medline is available from the Click on Health for Local Health Professionals page. PubMed is the database produced by the National Library of Medicine, including Medline, which is a database of millions of references to articles published in biomedical and related journals. Why use PubMed Medline? It's a source of evidence-based articles on topics of interest to nurses and allied health professionals. Many of the articles are available free, full text. This is where you can actually access PubMed Medline. There's also a series of tutorials which will help you to search PubMed Medline. And you can read here about some of the options of obtaining articles when you run a PubMed Medline search. We will go in and specifically look for articles that are full text and free of charge. You can begin your search by entering a term that's of interest right on the search line. I'm typing in wound care, and you can decide at this point if that's the most relevant term. You'll see as I type, other terms come up. This is a type of automatic mapping. It allows you to decide which term is most relevant. The more precise term, there is a diabetic wound care, which I'm going to select. So this kind of searching, it's like a keyword searching, automatic term mapping. It allows you to see how the search you entered, the phrase you entered, has been searched in the database. So I'm just going to select diabetic wound care. Now that search produced a number of articles, 1,049 results. It's a good idea when you run a search. You take a look at the screen here. I'm going to page down a bit to take a look at search details. This box will display how your term, diabetic wound care, was searched. It's searched as keyword, searched as the mesh heading, the medical subject heading. Those are the terms. Medical subject headings are terms that are used, control vocabulary terms that are used to index articles. So that is something that you want to be aware of, that there is control vocabulary that's used in Medline, but you can search as we did, just putting in a term or a phrase, and it will map to hopefully relevant articles. I'm going to page back up here. Now, as I mentioned, you've got quite a few articles. Keep in mind when searching Medline, you can get thousands of results, so you would like, I think in this case, to limit the result of your search. And you can do this fairly easily just by clicking here, Limits. And there's a whole series of limits that you can apply. So I'm going to look at the date. I just would like to retrieve 3 years, the most current 3 years. I would like language, English, and you can go through here if whatever is relevant to your search. There's type of article. You can see here clinical trial, editorial, review article. There's quite a variety there of specific type of article, if that's important. And other things as well. Just keep in mind the more limits you apply, the smaller the result. You can click here to link to free full text. But what you'll see is after you run a search and apply some limits, there is another option that you can actually see what is available free full text. So if you just want to run a search and limit it to English and year of publication, that's what I've done, and I'm going to click on search, and that will produce still quite a few, but a bit less than the initial search. And here you see that the limits are activated. These are English and published in the last 3 years. So if you want to do additional searching, keep in mind that these are limits that will be applied. If you want to do a brand new search with new limits, remove these just by clicking here. So here are articles that are published in the last 3 years in English, containing reference to diabetic wound care. Now here you'll see that there's been some filtering of the results, and out of the 243, there are 29 that are available free full text. There's also review articles if that's important for your search. And again, I suggest just take a look at the results screen. There are other articles that might be of interest to you. And here's your search detail box again. Okay, so let's go ahead and we can again just click on the articles that come up, but if you are interested in free full text, there are 29 of the 243 that are available to you. And here's one. We're going to click here, and it is available free text here from PubMed Central. So let's take a look at it. And then you'll have your source, journal source, the title, authors, some additional information, abstract, summary information, so forth. This is where you can actually link out to either PubMed Central or in some cases there may also be a link to a publisher site. So let's go ahead and do that. And there we are. You can actually download the PDF full text. You can read it from the screen here. Email it. Clicking on the PDF for full text, you can see you get a nice copy here of the article that you searched. So you can see that it's a pretty straightforward way of searching, in this case, a keyword, a phrase, limiting it to English, years of publication, and then looking at the filter on the side of the screen to retrieve free full text articles.